Hello and welcome to That Suite. My name is Sarah Emery and today I'm sharing a quick trick for deleting records in bulk using a saved search. We've all run into scenarios in NetSuite when we have a need to delete multiple records in a batch. While there are some handy scripted approaches for doing that, not everyone is comfortable writing and deploying scripts. For users who prefer a less technical approach, I have a simple alternative that leverages a saved search paired with the inline editing function to make quick work of deleting even hundreds of records. I'll start by creating a saved search for the record type that needs to be deleted. In this example, I'll be using a transaction search so that I can delete sales order records. So I'm just going to click this search link and click Create Saved Search. Because the transaction search includes multiple record types, I will need to add criteria of type equals sales order, which is already preloaded because I selected the search option from the sales order list. But if you did not follow that path, you will need to add a filter for the type of record that you are deleting. Also going to give this a quick name. And I'm going to make this public. I already have my type criteria. The only other criteria that I need to add is to filter the results to mainline. So I'm going to set this to mainline equals true. If you are doing a transaction search to delete a particular transaction record type, these two criteria must be set in order for it to work. So you have to have a type of a single record and you have to set the mainline to true. You can also incorporate any other criteria that would help you to identify the transactions that need to be deleted, such as date created by or date created. But for the purposes of the demo, I'm just going to leave this criteria as is. Next, I'll navigate to the results. And I'm going to click Remove All. Going to just add a few columns here. Date, document number, customer name. And these are just to help me identify the transactions that I'm looking at. Add memo. And I'm going to set the sort by to date, descending. And I will save and run. You need to ensure that at least one of the columns that you're including is inline editable. That's why I've added the memo column. If you're working with a saved search of another type, you will need to identify an inline editable field. Typically, open text fields used for notes or custom text fields work well for this. If you do not have the edit option selected here, you'll need to click the radio button to enable inline editing. And you'll notice that the memo column has a pencil by it. This is an indication that this particular column is inline editable, which is why we included it in our results. In order to select the transactions that I want to delete, I click into the first record, and I can either hold the Control key and click individual records, or I can select the first row that I want to delete and then hold the Shift key and select the last row that I want to delete and select all rows in between automatically. For our purposes, I'm just going to click out of this and click back into the first row, and let's do this row as well. Now I will hit the delete key. Depending on how many records you are deleting, this may take a few moments to reload. The more records being deleted, the longer it will take for the page to reload. You can adjust the number of rows that display on each page in user preferences. However, trying to delete too many rows at once may result in timeout errors, so I typically limit my display to 200 rows or less. If you have the Use Deletion Reason preference enabled, you will be prompted to enter a reason when you click the Delete key, which will then be recorded for all records being deleted. Lastly, any records deleted using this approach must still meet the same criteria for deletion that must be met when deleting them manually, meaning that the role being used must have permission to delete the record type, and there must not be any dependent records This handy trick is my go-to for deleting records in bulk. If you're interested in learning about a scripted approach for deleting larger volumes of data, be sure to check in next week when I'll be posting my next video, which will show how to create a scheduled deletion script. In the meantime, I really hope you found this video helpful. If you did, or if you have ideas about other topics you'd like me to cover, please leave a comment below. Also, make sure to subscribe for even more NetSuite tips, tricks, and helpful hints. I will be back again next week with another video to help you live that sweet life.